Hi everyone, Nothony Pants Tano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a review of the Hail Mary Mallon record, Bestiary. Hail Mary Mallon is a hip-hop duo consisting of rapper-producers Rob Sonic and Aesop Rock. On their last LP, they had a lot more input from DJ Big Wiz, where a lot of people were considering them a trio then. I'm just sort of paring them down to a duo, assuming that maybe Big Wiz wasn't just sort of a big part of this record, or maybe isn't as in with them as he used to be in terms of just being a part of this project. Now, if you are unfamiliar with Mr. Aesop Rock, he is pretty much the reason a few things were invented: the dictionary and the rewind button. He has always been an MC whose verses you need to revisit time and time again in order to get the full scope of what he's saying. And if you put in the work to understand, his words can kind of be like a timed mind explosion. And despite his very dense, lofty verbiage, Rock can come through with a sense of humor that can be sort of dark, twisted, maybe even a little immature, which a lot of the time is good because it shows you there is a real person hiding underneath the very alien language he is speaking. The other side of this coin, Rob Sonic, I'm not as familiar with as Aesop Rock, but he has been at it about as long as Aesop has, also has a history with Definitive Jux Records. He has a number of solo LPs himself. He's also dropped music with the Sonic Scum trio, and even though he doesn't have the most electrifying voice and delivery, he can most definitely go toe-to-toe with Aesop. He has lyrics, he has flow. Now, him and Aesop are teaming up once again for this sophomore record, something I was kind of looking forward to because I hadn't given their first album a chance when it initially came out, which is something I kind of regretted given how good Aesop's last record turned out, along with his Kimya Dawson collaboration. Aesop is a creative mind, and together with Rob Sonic, as evidenced by their last album, and the name of this project, they can come together with some pretty weird concepts. And occasionally Rob and Rock do that on this LP. They come together with the song Whales, which is, despite its title, really about money. I love lines from this track like, "Cop 5 haircuts at the same time." There are references to gold pants and busts made of foie gras. There's mention of filling a house with Van Goghs twice. And there are some other silly, funny things this LP has to offer, like this weird subplot about a fundraiser concert to save a bowling alley that has a very hilarious twist ending that I will not spoil here. There are some conceptual tracks on here, and even on some of the cuts that don't really come through with a clear concept, Rob and Rock have some great chemistry. Like on the opening track, Jonathan, where Rob and Rock are just trading these mini verses and bars, just lightning quick, one after another, back referencing what each other is saying as they just bounce off of one another and progress through the track. And of course, they do this with some really hilarious metaphors and similes. One line in particular that stuck with me said that they were a machine cleaner than 3 Marines' mothers' bedrooms. However, I feel like sometimes the chemistry these guys have together almost goes so deep that it's to a fault. It's like they embark on some incredibly esoteric lyricism. I feel like I'm sort of in that scene of Monty Python and the Holy Grail, and I'm just like standing at the bottom of the wall of the castle, and I really want in, but I can't find a door, I can't find an entrance anywhere, and Rob and Rock are just at the top of it making very mocking hand gestures down at me. Not that I think these guys are intentionally teasing their listeners, but the frustration can be pretty intense if you're really focused on what exactly they're on about on these tracks. However, on other songs like Krill and Used Cars and Dollywood, there are recurring themes like a dog-eat-dog world and a lot of animal references, the food chain. Occasionally there are some very strange character portraits in this thing too. Though I give these guys a lot of respect on lyrics, even though I'm not really enjoying the density of them sometimes. I wouldn't say they're consistently dishing out good beats and killer hooks, especially when it comes to tracks like The Soup and the 4 last songs on this record. Right after the series of interlude tracks that this album serves up, the album really kind of takes a nosedive in terms of just cringeworthy choruses and just some very mild, underwhelming beats. Plus, by this point in the album, the formula of a lot of these instrumentals becomes very, very apparent. A lot of deep bass, bustling drum loops, maybe some strange synthesizers, some atmospheric synthesizers, and some mid-tempo grooves. Not a lot of variation here, aside from the song Dollywood, which I really do enjoy because of its 3/4 time signature. So not only does this LP not really hit hard for me, there's not like a lot of instantaneous gratification to it, but when it comes to replay value, I'm not really getting a lot from it either. Usually with Aesop Rock's music, there's a digestion period, and the more you listen to it, the more you get out of it. In regards to Bestiary, the more I listened to it, the more I felt like this album was just kind of abstractions for abstraction's sake. Almost as if Rob and Rock are just locked into this nonsensical reference contest where neither of them are the victor because they're both so good at it. It's kind of like watching a boxing match where absolutely no punches are landed. Overall, in my opinion, I think this record is really just for hardcore fans of Rob and Rock, or maybe people who are really into the abstract hip-hop genre. To me, this album is self-indulgent without really going so far as to be awe-inspiringly experimental. There were just a lot of weak hooks on this thing, some mild beats, not a lot in terms of quotables to my ear, and a lot of the themes presented didn't add up to much. Rob and Rock are most definitely one-of-a-kind talented MCs, but I think that talent is kind of unfocused on this record, and that's what makes it so boring sometimes. I'm feeling a decent to strong 5 on this thing. Transition. If you've given this record a listen, what did you think of it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Why? What do you think I should review next? And that's it. Anthony Fantano, Hail Mary Mallon, forever.